Hi guys, so here I am on the terrace at the space where I am facilitating classes here in Paris. It's pretty rare to find a space that also has a terrace, and today is actually somewhat sunny. Now you can see some clouds behind me, but we've had sunshine, and we arrived on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen the sunshine, so I am pretty excited about that. How does it get any better than this? And if you can see behind me, I don't know, you can't see my finger, no. Kind of up by my ear there, there's a big, I don't remember the name of it, but basilic? Something that's really important here in Paris that I don't have the proper name for, but it's kind of hidden just where I needed to stand to do this video. So anyway, what I wanted to share this week was, so we arrived in Paris on Wednesday. I have, of course, the 2 classes that I got to facilitate this weekend, which are phenomenal. Oh my God, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for everybody that showed up. You can kind of see some people over on the other end of the terrace there. And then I was also doing the audio live of the SOP from Charleston. Plus, on Friday, starts the Certified Facilitator training here in Rome. Not here in Rome, but in Rome, that I'll be heading off to on Thursday. So when I arrived in Paris, and actually even before, like the day before we left, everything in my world was so freaking intense. Like ridiculously intense, like it hasn't been in a long, long time. And I think what the biggest thing for me was that with that intensity, I chose so much unkindness to me, like so much unkindness. I don't even want to talk about how much unkindness it was, because it was so unkind constantly. And a couple things with that. One, I actually was able to celebrate how much I don't choose that anymore, because I had forgot that used to be how I lived my everyday life, was this harsh, abusive, unkindness, judgmental horrendousness to me. And after choosing it for a couple days, it was ridiculous. And I reached out to some friends and I just asked if they would contribute energetically, because there was nothing. You know, I said to them, it's everything and it's nothing. Like I can't say there's one thing wrong, and yet I was remembering all of the dramas of my past and all of the places I wasn't, good enough or kind enough, or it was ridiculous what was kind of playing over and over in my head, what I was allowing to play over and over in my head for a couple days. And so they contributed energetically, and we ran my bars, and it's really started to shift and change. And then yesterday, was Saturday, is when I facilitated the first class here in Paris. Oh, and halfway through the day I went, oh, that's right. When I get really, really like that, like intense and unkind, I just need to remember to facilitate a class, because in that I remembered all of me. I chose to be all of me. It was this totally different space of the kindness and the caring and the joy of me that I'd somehow, in the few days of intensity with so much going on, so much change, such big asks, such big choices, that I'd lost it. I chose to let it go. And so in facilitating the one day, I remembered, and I was so grateful. So a couple things with this. What I'd like you to be aware of for yourself is when it gets intense, when it gets loud, when it gets unkind, when you choose things that you know aren't creating more for you, what else might be possible? What could you do to change it? A lot of times when I have just a little bit of crank in my universe, I actually go and record a radio show, because it changes it totally. And so with this kind of intensity, I actually chose to distract myself with the intensity, rather than look at truly what else was possible. I was asking questions, but I wasn't being the question. So, might be something for you if you have that show up for you. And I mean, it can show up for very many different reasons, but mine, there doesn't matter even what the reason was. I chose it. And then I chose beyond it, which is so freaking exciting. And you know, it just might mean I need to facilitate more classes. It might mean that I facilitate a class as soon as I arrive in a city. No, I actually didn't. I haven't chose this for a long time. So it was just a really interesting choice, and choosing beyond it, and then really being grateful for what I don't choose on a regular basis anymore. Like that to me is magic, is absolutely magic. And what else is possible? So we are on lunch break and it's time to head back in. I just wanted to share that really quickly, show you a little bit of this beautiful city, which is just maybe some buildings, but it's really quite pretty because you can see the blue sky. And hopefully I'll get to do one down by the Eiffel Tower later this week. So have an awesome rest of your week, guys, and I'll talk to you next week.